Hey beautiful! If this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive tarot oracle reader. Now my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today is not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is all about channeled messages from your future spouse. So this is something I do every month to get an energy update on what they have to say, any important messages from them to you. And yeah, as always my dear, I have 3 pals that you can choose from. This is pal 1 with the Nine of Cups. This is pal 2 with the World card, and this is pal 3 with the Lovers card. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comments section. And as always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal 1, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Now, I would I would like to start straight away, this way around, and yeah, let's see. Let's see for you guys what channeled messages we have from your future spouse to you. So let's see what their higher self has to say as well. Let's see for my dear pile 1. All right. Let's see. Okay, I wasn't ready yet. Let's give it first. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Let's start. For my dear pile 1. Okay, the first card we have is the Page of Wands. I'm not reading reversals today. The Ace of Swords. For my dear pile 1. Okay, I think these are 2 cards. We got the Hanged Man and we have the King of Cups as well. For my dear pile 1, channeled messages from your future spouse. All right, we have the Sun card. We have the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. One last card. Okay. 1 card fell, my dear. Please give me a moment. All right, and we have the Queen of Wands right here. Okay, so, oh, by the way, and at the back of the deck, we have the Chariot energy. Please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies here. Okay. So, my dear pile 1, your future spouse, they want you to know that they want to see you living your authentic self, living your authentic life. This is the biggest wish that they have for you. they want to see you genuinely happy. They don't want you to compromise on what it is that fills your heart with joy and makes you feel abundant and grateful. Your future spouse sees how much potential you have, how many ideas you have within yourself that want to come through, want to be expressed. And they don't want you to be at a position where you compromise on that because of fear, because of other people's judgment, other people's expectations. They want you to go towards the path that you know is right for yourself. And I can't even tell you how big, okay, your future spouse thinks of you. They see how skilled you are, how talented you are, how amazing you are in your authentic self. You don't need to fit into anything that society is trying you to do, or anyone is trying you to do. Your beauty lies within your authenticity. And your future spouse wants you to know that I heard this is when you glow the brightest, when you are you. And they don't want you to fit into a certain mold that you are not. Your future spouse is, and this is especially their higher self here, especially for those of you guys who haven't met them yet. They want you to step into your own limitless potential in which you can spread your colors, you can express yourself. Because maybe for some of you guys, you sometimes underestimate yourself, or you may downplay yourself a little bit. But I can tell you, my dear, that there is so much that you could create and you could give to this earth. I feel like you have certain dreams that fill you with so much excitement. Don't just put them aside and let them die off, because you didn't come here to compromise on that. You came here to be you and to live the life that, once again, keyword is authentic to you. Your future spouse wants you to know that they love you, they appreciate you just the way you are. You don't have to change for anyone. If someone expects you to change for them, then they probably don't deserve you. And I mean, there is a difference between someone wanting you to become a better version of yourself, right? In comparison to someone trying to make you feel bad about yourself and trying to tell you that you're only lovable or you're only worthy something if you change this or this about yourself, right? There are two different things. I'm talking about the second. You don't need to change yourself for anyone. You are lovable just the way you are. And if you choose to transform yourself into a better version, into stepping, into your greatest version, into the best you, then that's beautiful. But don't allow other people to tell you what you're worth or not, especially because those people who do that are probably not happy with themselves. And your future spouse wants you to know that not everyone is deserving of such a beautiful heart like yours. Your kindness, your spirit, your energy, it's a blessing. And everyone who's surrounded by it should be so appreciative of it and so grateful for it. And your future spouse wants you to know that once you guys meet in the physical, if you haven't, they're gonna show you how much they appreciate this, how much gratitude they feel for having you in their life, because they're not gonna take you for granted, that's for sure. Your future spouse wants you to know that you are such a powerful person. When you step into your own power, there are so many people that in the future you're gonna impact in a very positive way. You're gonna be a role model. You're gonna be an example for someone who has created the life that they love. And they haven't compromised for less. And you're gonna be such an inspiration for other people. Your future spouse wants you to know that you are the most beautiful when you smile, when you laugh. They want to see you in that energy. They want to see you laugh wholeheartedly. They want you to see your own beauty. They want to see you in this very elevated and this very elevated energy for yourself, because that's exactly what you deserve. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be uplifted, to smile, laugh, feel joyful. But there is nothing wrong about having a bad day either. It's part of life. There are so many emotions that your future spouse has for you. And there are two energies especially here being emphasized, which is fire energy and water energy. Now, it could be the case that both of you guys, like one of you represents the more so water energy, the other more so the fire, but it doesn't have to be, okay? So take it how it resonates, but even if it's not, resonating like zodiac signs wise, this is just the energy of the reading. And talking about fire and water, I mean, these two elements are so different, but at the same time, they really need each other. And I really feel like you and your future spouse, like their physical self, there may be some differences between you guys, but you need each other. Those differences are what make this union so beautiful. I really feel like your future spouse is someone who's very emotionally intelligent. So they're very in tune with themselves. And I feel like that's going to be such a comforting quality that they're going to have for you. You're going to very much appreciate this about them. Your future spouse wants you to know that there are in awe. They are so impressed with the depth that you have when it comes to your mind space. I can already see once you guys come together how many beautiful conversations and exchange you're gonna have on a mental level. But your future spouse wants you to know that you guys are already connected. Okay? Yes, for some, maybe physically you are not yet, But that doesn't mean that energetically there is no connection, because there is. And I really see that, like, it's almost like your future spouse wants you to know that they are there. And if you want to be close to them, you just have to close your eyes and connect with their higher self, because you are already connected, but choose to become aware of it. I'm hearing. Your future spouse wants you to know that they're coming, okay? In fact, they're coming with speed here. Maybe you have been stressing a little bit about when they will come. But I really feel like maybe there was a time or there was a phase that she had to go through, okay? Like a transformation, because, like, I'm sorry, before they come into your life. So this transformation or this phase could have took some time, like this change, the changes you went through. So you ask yourself, when will this person come into my life? Like, how long do I have to wait? It could have stressed you a little bit. But you need to understand that they're coming at the right time. And with the Chariot card being here as well, I really feel like time is speeding up. All right? Let's get some more information and messages from your future spouse. Let's see. Channeled messages from your future spouse. Let's see. The first card we have is Be Real. Yeah, this is very beautiful, because for me, you know, I talked about the keyword for you guys, which is authenticity. And this card being here, this really reminds me of that. You being the real version of yourself. Also with full moon in Aquarius, I mean, look at this beautiful full moon which shines in its like full glory and in its most beautiful version. And I really feel like this is what your future spouse is talking about. This is what you came here to be. You didn't come here to be someone else's like expectation. You didn't come here to live the life that others may think you should, or whatever it may be. You came here to be your real self. Allow yourself to make this wonderful experience happen. And there is no doubt about that. I really feel like your future spouse, they fall in love and they fell in love with this real version of you. There is nothing you need to pretend. There is nothing you need to be that you are not. And they really want you to also fall in love with yourself, with this real version, with your authentic version. Okay. All right, yeah. Make time for self-love. What was the last thing I just said? They want you to fall in love with your authentic version, right? With your authentic self. And this is almost like a reminder. They want you to focus on your self-love journey. They want you to know how important it is for you to make time for you. Yes, for some of you guys at least, they may not be in your life yet. And therefore, of course, you're craving their love, right? But they want you to know that they will come at the right time, okay? They're coming. All you can do right now is focusing on giving this love that you have within yourself, which is limitless, which is so beautiful and pure, to give this love to you, because no one deserves this love more than yourself, not even your future spouse. Yes, they deserve your love, but you yourself deserve your own love more, okay? Because self-love is first love, right? And they want you to remember, don't come short. Make sure that before you step into a love relationship outside of yourself, you already have a very beautiful love relationship within yourself. All right? And yes, no one deserves your love more than you, yourself, okay? Look at that. Beautiful. I love the energies of this pile, and they're so unbelievable encouraging. So here we have Aries energy, which is the new moon actually, and it says go for it. Yes, they are empowering you. They are motivating you. Go for it. Whatever it is that you're thriving towards, whether it's a version of you, creating the greatest version, whether it's you expressing yourself, a passion that you have, you would want to create it, bring it to life. Whether it's an idea or a lifestyle you would want to bring, into your own space. You caring for your well-being and doing more for your joy and becoming your greatest version. This is like one of the most beautiful things anyone can do. And your future spouse is encouraging you with that, okay? And once again, they want you to know that you are deserving. You are deserving of everything that you want. No matter what others say, no matter what society is trying to put into your mind, you are deserving of so much just because you are you. You don't have to fit into any standard or whatever it is. You're deserving because you were good enough already. Like, you have been good enough since the day you were born, and even before that, right? So you are deserving, and go for it. And your future spouse, they want you to know that once you guys are together in this physical world, like actually in the 3D, then they're gonna be your biggest cheerleader, okay? So, my dear pile 1, this is actually all I have for you for today. So thank you very much, my dear, for allowing me to connect with this beautiful energy and your future spouse's energy. It's just, this reading was really like a self-care reading. Yeah, it was a very beautiful reading. So yeah, my dear, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And as always, my dear, if you would like to share something with us, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't, I invite you to like and subscribe as well. As always, my dear, if you're interested or curious when it comes to a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, if you would also like to connect with me more on Instagram, as always, I invite you there as well. My dear pal 1, I'm sending you much love and much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course a beautiful evening, depending on where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal 1, take care, my love. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see what channeled messages do we have for you coming from your future spouse. Now I would say let's start straight away, my dear. Let's get you some cards, and yeah, let's see what messages they have for you, what messages their higher self has for you. depending on whether you've already met them or not. Let's see. For my dear pile 2, what channeled messages do we have for you coming from your future spouse? For my dear pile 2, what channeled messages do we have for you? Okay, that's enough. So let's see for my dear pile 2. Okay, we're starting off the reading with the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands. All right. We got the Two of Pentacles. For my dear pal 2, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? The Queen of Swords here as well. All right. For my dear pile 2, let's see. All right, we have the Ace of Cups. We also have the Eight of Pentacles with the Five of Wands here. Oh, let me make sure you can see all the cards. Let me put them a little bit more up there. Yes, I think that's better. For my dear pile 2. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles and one last card, please, for you, my dear. One last card. And we got the Magician. All right. At the back of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. All right, please give me a moment, my dear. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies here. Okay. For my dear pal 2, your future spouse wants you to know that your emotions are valid. Your emotions are sacred. Your future spouse honors the feelings and sensations you experience when you engage yourself in what's important to you, when you engage yourself in love. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you're feeling too much or you're too emotional. What you have is a gift. I see that you are someone who is very sensitive, someone who is an empath, someone who feels hard. And yes, this gift can very often feel like a burden, especially in a world in which everyone is just so desensitive, right? And very cold to each other, not very empathic on a daily basis. Being someone like this feels like a burden because it's kind of like you're coming from a different point of view and you're making yourself very vulnerable even at times. But your future spouse wanted to know that what you have is such a beautiful gift, because it's better to feel something than to feel nothing at all. And with you, you're someone who's so in tune. You're someone who can read energies. You're so intuitive. In fact, my dear, maybe at times you came into a space and you met someone and you could instantly you saw through them. You were able to read them. You really had this intuitive knowing what kind of person they are, or whether they are genuine, whether their smile, they reaches their eyes. You can feel this, and this is a gift that you have. Your future spouse wants you to be proud of who you are, because you are an individual who is spiritually gifted, especially spiritually, okay? on so many levels. There is so much that even if we talk regarding the future, you will unlock and experience more. But even now, and you know what is the key to all this? It's your heart. You have such an open heart space. And the vibration, the frequency of the universe, of God or source, of limitless potential is love. And because your heart space is so open, you are so good in reading others. You're so good with being empathic and your gifts because you're connected deeply. And your future spouse wants you to be proud of it. Because one day, we will live in a future in which this gift is treasured. So don't allow anyone to talk bad about it or make you be in war with it. Your future spouse wants you to know that they see how much love you have to give. They see how much kindness you're eager to share. You are such a genuine person, and your future spouse loves every single part of that. In fact, your future spouse as well, within them there is so much love that they want to share with you. And they can't wait till you guys reconcile and come together and you both can actually give this love to each other. This is very interesting to me. I want you to know what I just saw. I saw two souls dancing with each other, and I really feel like this is you and them. So I saw two bodies, but it wasn't really like physical bodies. It was more like energies, energy bodies, dancing and flowing. Okay? It's so, so beautiful, so mesmerizing, full of love. And I really feel like this is you and them. This is your higher selves connected, engaging in the flow of love and the flow of this union. Your future spouse also wants you to know, my dear, please don't be too harsh towards yourself. It is okay if you sometimes are tired, if you sometimes don't feel like being productive, if you sometimes feel like you're not doing too much. Let me tell you, you're doing all you can, and you are such a wonderful person. Don't pressure yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you have your own individual journey. No one on earth has lived the life you have lived, right? And I know we're living in a world in which we are constantly being encouraged to compare ourselves to others' success and so on. And, sometimes comparing can be a good thing if it inspires us, if it makes us feel excited about our own life and what we may also be able to create, right? But very often comparing ends with we feeling miserable or not good enough. And your future spouse wants you to know that you are good enough. No one is you. No human being on earth is going to be a second you, and that's great. Because you are this beautiful individual who comes with its own ideas and light. And this should be cherished and celebrated. And your future spouse wants you to know that. Maybe you aren't where someone else is right now, okay? But that doesn't mean that you're behind. That only means that you are where you're supposed to be at this very moment. And no one is better than anyone else. And you know what I just heard? What defines us is the love that we carry within ourselves, is the kindness that we carry within ourselves, not our bank accounts, not how we look. Because first of all, bank accounts or money comes and goes. And we don't take money with us once we leave this body. And talking about this body is only temporary, right? So none of these things define you. What defines you is the love that you carry and the kindness that you carry and the passion you carry. That is actually the only thing that you will take with you, right? And that's very important because we're living in a world in which temporary things are treasured. But something that is temporary, it should never make you feel miserable. And I really want to emphasize here that you are doing the best you can, and you can be totally proud of yourself. Your future spouse is encouraging you to do what it is that you're passionate about, going to the next level. But if you are not there yet, that doesn't mean that you will be deserving of something only if you make it. You're good here, but you're also good when you've accomplished whatever it is you're seeking, right? So keep that in mind. Your worth doesn't get defined on how successful you are. However, if you would like to move towards your greatest version, then that's wonderful, right? For your well-being. Always make sure your well-being comes first. Because I see you're a very determined, ambitious, motivated person, and you have every right to be so. And there are a lot of goals and dreams that you're heading towards, which is wonderful. But make sure that you don't lose yourself in this very competitive energy in which you think you're only worth something if you make it till this fire, okay? The person who's here and the person who's here, they're both deserving and they're both worth the same. They're only on different journeys. The next time, this person may be up there, right? So don't be too harsh on yourself. And in fact, this is not only something I'm seeing, but your future spouse is also coming through with it. So let me continue. Your future spouse and I, we both want you to know that what we're actually seeing here is a very bright future. You may be still in the beginning, okay? You may be at a place where you're starting off, or you're not where you would want to be yet. But let me tell you that you're slowly moving towards the right direction. I mean, what I'm seeing for you is a life, an independent life, okay, in which you feel secure, in which you feel empowered. And not only that, but you're skilled and looked after for what you can do. You will be in the magician archetype, which is just wonderful. The magician archetype is someone who genuinely knows themselves, and they're so knowledgeable as well when it comes to the worlds outside of them. I mean, if we look at the magician like traditionally, they are capable of the four, right? Wands, swords, pentacles, and cups energy. They can do them all. And I really feel like, my dear, what's coming for you in the future is you stepping into this energy more and more. And this is something your future spouse also wants you to know. Your limit, there is none. because you're limitless, okay? There is so much that you will create. So don't allow yourself, if you right now feel stuck, or if you feel like life is not going where it should go, or you are not where you would want to be. That's just temporary, right? I see that you will move out of this energy and that you will actually create this version of yourself more and more than that you can actually, yeah, that you're craving. I really feel like a lot of you guys have a version of you in your mind. Maybe you're even daydreaming about this version. Maybe it looks a certain way. Let's say you having accomplished a certain dream or living a certain life. Just because you are not there yet doesn't mean that you will never be there, okay? So this is definitely a big yes for you to stay motivated and do whatever it takes, of course. But at the same time, once again, don't get lost within the competition, or don't get lost with comparing yourself to others or thinking that you're not doing as much as you could, okay? Because you don't want to also burn out. So really be gentle towards yourself. Know what it is that you want, and of course go for it, but at the same time be gentle, right? And make sure that you are, yeah, also comforting yourself. If you need a break, if you need some self-care, then make sure to incorporate it into your daily life, right? And your future spouse, like, this is a big thing. They want you to always keep your well-being as the highest priority. Now, having said that, your future spouse also wants you to know that with them, you can have this new start in love, this beautiful new beginning, this new beginning that you may have been waiting for quite some time. And they want you to be ready for it. Your future spouse sees this cup full of love, overflowing love, right? That you would want to give. And they themselves, they have just as much love to give to you. And I really feel like there's this beautiful give and take in here. Your future spouse wants you to know that they love you. Very simply said, they love you. And they want to be just as much with you as you would want to be with them. They want to create this beautiful life with you, in which you guys can come through and do what it is that fills your heart with joy. Of course, life is, or this dimension, it's one that we find duality in, right? So no relationship is perfect and no life is perfect. But what your future spouse would like to emphasize here is that you guys, when the time comes, are gonna work beautifully together through anything that is being thrown at you guys. You have this beautiful teamwork and you are this great team. So no matter what happens in your life, no matter what kind of darkness enters, you guys are gonna work through it. And just the way the darkness enters your life, it also leaves your life. And your future spouse is so thankful for having found someone like you who they can build this stable connection with and have this strong connection with. That no matter what comes across, nothing can shake you guys. because the foundations you have are unbreakable. The love that you share is your strength. Okay. For my dear pile 2, let's see. Channeled messages, more messages from your future spouse. Okay, so the first card we have is Go Wild. Beautiful card. So with this card being here, I really feel like your future spouse wants you to do more things that are lighthearted, because maybe sometimes you're full with responsibilities, right? You may work, you may study, you know, there are a lot of things you need to do. You may even have other kind of responsibilities, and maybe sometimes the lighthearted, fun aspect of life may come short. So your future spouse wants you to make sure you do more things that you don't take too serious. For example, maybe you have a certain hobby that came short, or maybe for some, find a hobby that is so different from your serious life. But that's it. They want you to go wild. They want you to change and move your energy a little bit. For example, if someone watching this is very often in the office, then they want you to go out more. Take walks in nature, or do something exciting in which you have to move yourself more. If you very often feel like because of your work there is not a lot of interaction with others, then you're being encouraged here to come back or connect with people again that are very important to you, you know, that like people you can have like fun with. Okay, so this is all about you doing more things that you have fun with, especially if you are in a workspace or at a phase in your life in which there's a lot for you to do, like a lot of serious, responsible things to do. Still make time for fun little times, okay? That's very important. And I mean, it was very important for your future spouse as well, because yeah, they wanted to say it, right? Look at that. Honor your feelings. What did I say in the beginning of the reading? Yes, exactly. Look at this. The card came through. That's like a beautiful confirmation right there. Your future spouse, they respect your emotions, your sense of like you being so sensitive and your empathic gift, okay? And they want you to also be proud of it. And they also want you to honor your feelings and your gift. Yes, very often it is not easy. And I'm talking here out of my own experience as well. It really isn't easy when you're so tuned in or you are so empathic, like when you really feel the energies around you and you're very sensitive to it. But it really is such a beautiful gift to have. And I really feel like, especially talking about the future, you will find yourself in an environment in which you can thrive so much more with this energy. And you don't have to always protect yourself because you're bombarded with energies that are unwelcomed, okay? In the future, I see you being surrounded by people or an environment in which it's much more lighthearted, and like the energies are more flowy. This is how I would describe it. You know, like water, it flows. It doesn't make you feel stuck at all. Maybe even for some of you guys, there are certain people who really make you feel heavy. You deserve so much more than that, right? And it's important to put yourself first. Your future spouse really wants you to be protective of your energy as well, especially because you may be very empathic. Look at this card. It says, trust, all will be well. So this is really a confirmation here that where you're moving into, okay, or towards, I'm sorry, where you're moving towards in life is a much more balanced place. If you really feel unbalanced right now, what I'm seeing here, especially talking about your future, and that's very interesting because for Pal 1, this was not the kind of energy, but for you, we are getting a lot of like future insights. But I mean, there is a reason for it, right? So I really feel like it's important for me to say this. Your future is so promising. If you find yourself right now in an environment in which it's not ideal for you, I want you to know that I see that you will engage in a space in which you feel so free and so uplifted. And I really feel like that's important for your future spouse. They want you to know that that's what kind of energy you will engage with in the future. Because they want you to know how, like, what beautiful turns your life is gonna take, okay? That what you're doing is worth it. That what you're doing is gonna pay off. And not only that, the trust all will be well card, which stands for this future energy, it's also for me, yeah, your future spouse, they also want you to know that this is when you guys will also be together. Yeah, in the future, I can already see this. Very interesting, like, messages in here. Although this was a future spouse reading, I really felt like the majority of your messages were about you and less about your future spouse. But I mean, whenever such thing happens in a reading, there is a reason for it, right? And your future spouse wanted it to come through exactly like that, because you had to hear these messages today. And I really hope that, yeah, you got certain energy insights that you really needed. So, your future spouse wants you to know they love you, okay? Never forget that. Also, never forget that you're lovable, that you're deserving, that you are good enough. Very, very important. If you haven't heard this in quite a long time, let me say it one more time. You are so lovable. You are so beautiful. You deserve the best. Okay, my dear pal 2? So, my dear pal 2, this is all I have for you for today. So thank you very much, my dear, for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with your beautiful energy. I am so thankful for this and so, so grateful. As always, my dear, if there is something you would like to share with us, I invite you to do so in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't, feel free to like and subscribe. As always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, As always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, if you would also like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My dear pal too, I am sending you much love and much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course, a beautiful evening, depending on where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal too, take care, my love. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Now, let's start straight away, my dear. So let's get choose the card. Let's see. What messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Let me see. Messages from them, from their higher self. Let's see from my dear pal 3. What messages do we have for you? All right, that's okay. That's enough. For my dear pal 3, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Okay, the first card we have is the Page of Cups here. For my dear pile 3, okay, we have the Seven of Wands. We also got the Ace of Wands, which fell on the floor. Okay. For my dear pile 3, oh my goodness, look at that. Ooh. The card fell, but I already saw it, the Sun card. All right, that's like interesting energy so far. For my dear pile 3, channeled messages from your future spouse. Let's see. We have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, okay, and we got the Four of Wands and the Death card. At the back of the deck, we have the Moon card. All right, okay. So, first of all, my dear, before we tune into the energy of your future spouse, one thing I can already see is that you guys are connected, like, how should I say it? Like, you guys are interacting with each other already. And I don't mean necessarily in like the 3D. Yes, it could be the case that you already met your future spouse for some. Although I feel like some of you guys, like the majority of you guys, haven't yet. However it's gonna apply to you, still, I would like to mention here that you are already connecting with each other, but I see on a 5D. This is very, very big, but let me explain. Or you know what? Okay. I feel like, yeah, messages from your future spouse are coming through. I will talk with, let me first tune into this, okay? And then we will continue. Let me see. Okay. So, yeah, exactly. Okay. So your future spouse wants you to know that you are already in contact with them. Now, a big major aspect here is the dream world. Subconsciously as well. Like, subconsciously, you guys are already interacting. And I really feel like, my dear pal 3, you could have had already. If not, it's coming. But I really feel like for a lot of you guys, this is actually something you have already experienced. Like dreams, okay? Dreams in which you have seen and felt your future spouse's higher self. Because this, for me, like, there is a doubt about that. The way this energy is coming through, you guys are soulmates. No doubt about that. And this is not the first time you're coming together. You guys already know each other. You've already lived, okay, in other lifetimes, or you've already experienced a lot with each other outside of this lifetime. And therefore, it's very, very natural for you guys to be connected because you have been connected for a very, very, very long time. And I really would like to mention here that, once again, coming back to the dream world, when we are in the dream state, we are making ourselves open, okay, to a lot of different energies and possibilities, something that may not be present in the awake state. And I would like to mention that I really see this for you. Also, meditation, but I will talk about this in a minute. First, let me stay with the dream aspect. I really feel like a lot of you guys have already interacted with your future spouse. So maybe you have seen this person. It could even be the case that you haven't seen their face, but you have seen and experienced something with them in the dream world, and you've just felt it, you know? Maybe you have had dreams and afterwards you woke up and you know, like you knew, yes, this is someone very significant that I just dreamed about. You didn't know who, but you felt it. Dreams are a major thing here, and in fact, I feel like a lot of you guys may even daydream about your future spouse pretty often, or about the soulmate, okay? Because yes, they're gonna get this identity of your future spouse in this lifetime, but there is more to it. They are a soulmate, and I feel like you have already perhaps even interacted with them. For example, maybe you have gotten like a lot of different signs or synchronicities, and you knew what they meant. You know, you felt it, like intuitively speaking, you knew you have received messages from them. And as I said, if you haven't so far, it's definitely something that's coming and that you will experience because it's already in your energy, okay? Like, I'm reading this, and the fact that it's in your energy is that it will manifest soon if it hasn't so far. So I also talked about meditation, right? And I really feel like meditation is another thing. Within the meditative state, I mean, you can, or when you meditate, you can make it consciously, like, or more consciously, right? And I really feel like, my dear, if you want to connect with your future spouse, then you can do it by meditating. Just sitting in silence and, you know, pay attention to your breath. And without expectations, okay? Just focus on yourself, and you will feel whatever it is that you need to feel. But don't expect everything to happen within the first few meditations. You know, this is something that you really need to go into. But besides your future spouse aspect, I really feel like meditation for you is gonna be such a wonderful practice, and also spiritual practice, okay? Because I feel like you guys are about to leave a lot in your life that hasn't served you. For some of you guys, it could be the case that you already released a lot, but for some, I feel like you're about to do it. A lot of maybe even environment or people, circumstances that are not good for you, and you're going beyond them. You're not compromising, and you're prioritizing yourself, which is beautiful. And also with the 10 energy being here, you're bringing endings, okay? Certain endings into your life. So it's a very interesting time. In fact, a time of transformation, because you will leave a lot behind, and with doing so, you will actually trigger a lot of transformation within your own space. So for example, if you leave certain people who are not good for you, you're actually inviting a lot of great energy in. And that's beautiful. And just generally speaking, with the death card, this is a transformation of the self. So you are transforming here, my dear pile 3, okay? That's very important to mention. And not only that, I really feel like you are connecting with your passionate self. And I can already say that I really feel like you may feel your future spouse already, my dear. Like, you may sometimes have this passion out of the blue, or this very intimate sensation, and you may not even know where it came. Well, this is the connection that you have with a soulmate, and you feel it, okay? Because you've already experienced this with them. And those sensations are coming through. In fact, I feel like whenever you feel those sensations and you know it's not yours, it's theirs. Like, that's a very interesting dynamic here. Wow. Yeah, this is for sure soulmate. For some of you guys, okay, this may even be a twin flame. So, let me see. Okay, this is so interesting. This is a channeled message future spouse reading, and for you, I feel like your reading is so different from pal 1 and 2, because in pal 1 and 2 we got so many, like, your future spouse coming through, they saying whatever it is that they needed to say. And with you guys, I feel like I'm just receiving messages over messages, like, also regarding your union here. And I feel like I haven't even allowed your future spouse to say something yet. So, okay, let me go back. Let me, please give me a moment, okay? I feel like I'm dominating this energy right now. So, let me make space for your future spouse again. Please give me a moment here. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I really feel like I'm already saying everything that your future spouse would want me to say. Um, but let me focus on your future spouse. Okay. So, your future spouse, my dear pal 3, wants you to know that the connection that you guys have with each other goes beyond this lifetime. It hasn't started in this lifetime, and it won't end in this lifetime. You guys have already experienced a lot with each other, a lot of different dynamics and different lifetimes, and this is something you both chose, okay? Before coming into this life, because before reincarnating, you choose to come together. And not only that, but they were supposed to enter your life at a very crucial time. And this crucial time, when the time comes, you will understand it better. But they want you to know that they're coming, and the relationship that you guys are gonna have with each other in the physical, it's gonna be a very intense one. It's gonna be one that you have never experienced yet. So it may be very overwhelming. And your future spouse wants you to know that it is okay. It is okay for you to take time for yourself and to reflect on it, because it's gonna be something that you have never experienced yet before. And you feeling so overwhelmed by it, it's a very natural response. So don't feel bad about it at all. You have the right to do so. Go with your own speed. And when you feel like you're ready, you can open yourself up to them even more. Because, especially talking about the intimacy between you guys, like, it's fire, okay? From the first time you guys gonna meet, you're gonna feel this tension. And maybe for a lot of people, this is gonna be like mind-blowing. Some of you guys, I can already see, are gonna try to restrain themselves. Others are just gonna want to go for it, okay? But really allow yourself to react however it feels to you. Because you're not supposed to feel pressure or anything like that. Really look into yourself, and once again, go with your own speed, no doubt about that. Your future spouse wants you to know that you guys are gonna create a very, very cozy home with each other. That's something I can already see and hear. Um, it's a very safe space. No matter what happens in life, you can always come back to this safe space, to this home that you have created with yourself, and you know your home, you know. It's gonna ground you tremendously. Like, no matter what's gonna happen outside of you, this wonderful space that you and your future spouse are gonna create for each other, it's gonna calm you down, it's gonna ground you back. And by the way, you guys, if you have been following me for some time and you know what I mean, let me just tell you, this is my home pile, okay? And if someone knows what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section below. But this is the home pile right there. Your future spouse wants you to know that you are the sunshine for them. You are this ball of energy. You brighten their day, you brighten their heart, you bring light to their soul, and you're just the sun, you know, you're the sun for them. And they feel so thankful and grateful that they were able to experience so many different, dynamics with you. You make them happy. Very simply said, you make them happy. They're so grateful for having someone like you in their life. And I feel like this is something you're going to feel from them very, very much. The gratitude that they feel towards you. Okay? Your future spouse wants you to know that when you guys come together in the physical, you're going to experience a kind of love that goes so deep. It may even, overwhelm you a little bit. It is important for you then to really communicate with them, okay? So you don't have a kind of like runner and chaser scenario here. Communication is very, very important to clear the air, right? And really be transparent. Also, like, be honest with what you feel. It is very important to be, or to bring clarity, right? So keep that in mind, that the communication is very, very important in your dynamic, especially in your dynamic, because it's so overwhelming, and it's important to know to let the other person know what's happening within you, right? So they can have an understanding for it. The first card we have, look at that. Clear your mind. Like, what was I just talking about? This clearing, this clarity is very important. Saying what's on your mind, saying what's happening. I feel like that's going to be a huge part of your relationship because, well, I mean, I've explained how. You see, I really feel like this reading is more so about your guys' relationship than actually your future spouse and their channeled messages. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. For some of you guys, you could have also been drawn to pile 1, I'm hearing. Anyways, that's just the way it's supposed to come through then, I guess. But coming back, you know, I've talked about the fact that this is going to be such a different relationship from the other relationships you have had so far, if you have had any before. And it's going to be, therefore, very, very overwhelming. So On one hand, you recognize this person and you are feeling that there is something very significant about your guys' connection. But on the other hand, it's just so much to deal with. So it's very important for you to come back to yourself, even perhaps meditate, and once again let the other person know what's on your mind. Letting them know, okay, I'm feeling so much for you. It's overwhelming, but I really want us to work through it. I really want us to give it a try, because both of us know how important and significant this feels. So although there is this wave of emotions coming your way when you meet them, you will want to really go practical about it, in the sense that you like for both of you guys to create a solid foundation, and once again, communication. Say what's on your mind. Let the other be a part of it, because they are a part of it, okay? And in fact, your future spouse, like their 3D self, it may have a very similar experience, okay? It may even also be very overwhelming for them. So yeah, let each other know, and you will understand, okay, that's something both of you guys are feeling. Okay. Detoxify. So I talked about the fact that I really feel like a lot of you guys are releasing or gonna release a lot of negativity, or just in general toxicity, or like energies that are not good for you. And this card for me is another confirmation for that. This detoxify okay, I can't pronounce it, but this detox, okay, that you guys are gonna do, or you are doing right now, if you have already started with it, it's very important, not only for your own well-being, but genuinely speaking, for the quality of your life, for the positive energies you're gonna invite in it. If you really feel like certain energies are just not making sense anymore, certain people are holding you back, or certain circumstances are not the best for you and your well-being, then yeah, this is really green light. Like, I see you doing this. I see you leaving what, or bringing an ending, better to say, right, with 10 energy here, bringing an ending to, yeah, what is not supposed to be in your life, because you feel like it's not good. It's not for your highest good. So you're releasing here for sure. And that really was a confirmation. We didn't get anything new from that. Let's see. Okay. Wow. And we have the card Step Up and Lead. So with this card being here, okay, that's a very interesting message. I really feel like, my dear, you and your future spouse, when you come together, there's going to be something you guys are going to create. Something which will not only impact your life, but also other people's lives in a very positive way. It's kind of like you helping others. So very often when we have these dynamics, soulmate dynamics, or even twin flame dynamics, there is a certain purpose in it, not only for yourself, not only for the experience, but also to have an impact, to positively change something or help others. So I really feel like both of you guys are gonna feel called more and more towards this direction when you come together, and there's gonna be something you guys are gonna create. This power couple, which is gonna help people. It could be a business, it could be a project, it can even be some kind of spiritual help that you're gonna offer. But I really feel like somehow you guys are gonna help others with your service, and it's gonna make such a big difference for so many people. So as you can see, my dear, this reading was more so about you guys. But you know what? I really feel like your future spouse wanted it to come through like this, because these were the messages that you were meant to hear at this moment, and therefore your future spouse really allowed the space to come through in which those messages, yeah, were meant for you to hear. So your future spouse, they yeah, they are incredible. They're so incredible, and they're so wise. I really feel like this wisdom that they have is something that you're gonna appreciate when you guys come together in the 3D, if you haven't so far yet. As always, I really would like to emphasize how much love there is in this reading, okay? Your future spouse loves you. They can't wait for this union to actually also manifest in the 3D. But know that this union is already there. And your access, like, you are tuning in it already through the dream state, through meditation even for some, right? And your future spouse's higher self, through different synchronicities and messages, they will more and more give you insights regarding it, okay? So, my dear pal 3, this is all I have for you for today. My dear, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with this beautiful energy. I am so thankful for this experience. And yeah, my dear, as always, if there is something that you would like to share with us, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. Also, my dear, I invite you to like and subscribe if you haven't. If you, as always, are interested in a reading with me or curious, you can feel free to get further information through emailing me, my dear. Also, I'll invite you to, yeah, join me on Instagram as well, on which we can connect more so. My dear pal 3, I am sending you much love and much positive energy. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, or of course a beautiful evening, depending on where you are right now. But yeah, my dear pal 3, take care, my love.